So you know how I downloaded the fan translation of Growlancer 6? And it happened last year. It didn't work on my PlayStation 2. So here's the full story, so you can get some context and background of what I'm about to say. So this is a game that was only in Japan. It was released in 2007 or 8, I think. Never left Japan, and it took forever for people to make a translation. So finally last year, I believe, or was it this year? I'm not too sure. Earlier this year or last year, they released a fan translation of it. Not 100% accurate or professional, or something like that. No, and it still has some glitches and stuff like that. So it wasn't like perfect fan translation. No, but it was there. It was like complete. Some things were like some town names weren't translated. Some things, maybe just 1% dialogue. Okay, that's okay. The game's still perfectly playable, right? So they released that, but I can't emulate PlayStation 2 games on my laptop, on my current laptop. I can emulate like PS1 era and below that, but PS2, it can't handle it apparently. It should handle it, but it can't for some reason. I've tried it before several times, it just doesn't work. So I was stuck with the PlayStation 2, which I think you can see right here in that table. It's there. So I downloaded a ROM for my PlayStation 2. I had a USB and a modded memory card, so it could play games, digital games, not digital, like ROMs and ISOs. And it didn't work. I tried several things, downloaded the ISO from different nothing worked. The game didn't work, so I gave up. Some time passed and I tried again, same thing. So about a week and a half ago, was it a week and a half ago? No, it was actually less than a week ago. Last Monday, it was Monday, yeah. So about a week ago, I was like, third time's the charm, right? And I saw that they made an update to the ISO. So I was like, fuck it, let's do this. I was going to do a PlayStation 2 stream, obscure PS2 games stream on my Twitch channel. Link to my Twitch channel in the description. You can subscribe for free if you have Amazon Prime. A little bit of self-promotion. Anyway, so I downloaded the ROM. I was like, fuck it, I'm doing this already. I'm gonna use the PS2. Why not? Third time's the charm. Third time was the charm. It worked. It fucking worked, and I was so excited. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna play this on Twitch. I gotta play this on YouTube. So the next day I played it on YouTube, but like 1 hour later, 15 minutes later, it fucked out. It glitched out. It froze. A lot of you were there in that stream, and I was like, fuck it. So after that, I got a little bit sad. I was depressed, and I was like, oh my god, I got excited for nothing. But I was like, okay, about a month ago, I beat this fan-translated turn-based RPG on the PSP called Soul Trigger, which I covered recently in another video. And I was like, for that game, I needed... The game will freeze at one point, the English patch. So what if I do the same for Growlancer 6? The solution for Soul Trigger was downloading a Japanese ISO, putting it in your console, and then play it there, and once you reach the next save point, you simply reload the English patch. That's what I did with Soul Trigger. It worked. I beat the game, great. So I was like, I'm gonna do the same for Growlancer 6, right? So I did the same, and guess what? It fucking worked. I've been playing the game, it's been a blast, but it's been a pain in the ass that every now and then it freezes at a certain scene, or a certain enemy attacks. There's these cat girls. You guys are probably gonna make a meme about this. Well, these cat girl, these Neko type of enemies, that they steal items from you, and whenever they do that, they're only on certain areas, thankfully. When they do that, the game freezes. Cat girls freeze the English patch on my PlayStation 2. Unbelievable. No other enemy does that. But there's been like a one scene where it also froze. There was a puzzle that I hated, where you had to grab some lights and put them in other places. It also froze. So I've been playing those parts in Japanese and doing the same. Once I reached the save point, the next save point, I just save and I reload the English patch and move on, And so far it's worked like that. It's worked okay. I am afraid that at one point I'm gonna have to miss a very important scene. or a very important mission where I won't be able to understand anything because of this, but it's free, it's a fan translation. This is a sequel to one of my favorite video games of all time, so I'm gonna have to suck it up and put up with that and deal with it. But this game is fucking brutal. As brutal as Growlancer 4, also known as Wayfarer of Time. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm starting to believe that Atlus USA, when they localized Growlancer 5, they may have tweaked with the difficulty a little bit. Growlancer 5 is still a tough motherfucker, but it's not as hard as 4 or 3 or even 2. In fact, Growlancer 5 is the easiest of them all. It's still fucking hard, but it's easy compared to the others, you know? But this 6th entry is just as fucking insane, you know? Let me give you just a couple of random examples. You know, there's this mission where there's some ruins, and there's like 3 lights: green light, blue light, and red light. So you're supposed to grab one of the lights with one of your characters and to open a door, right? You gotta grab the light and go to the door so you can go inside. Well, and so as soon as you grab the light, here are the penalties. You grab the light and monsters immediately appear. One of these monsters, a fucking mage that's like almost immune to physical attacks. Only magic attacks seem to work with this motherfucker, right? But that's not the only penalty. If the character carrying the light gets hit or attacks someone or a monster, the light goes back to its original place. So you gotta use your other 2 characters to entertain the monsters, and hopefully the monsters won't target that specific character, so that specific character can grab the light and run through the door in peace, safely. This mission was fucking garbage. This mission was fucking ridiculous. It was so fucking stupid, man, because it's such a cramped area. So it's hard to run around without the monsters noticing you. And then on the next screen, now it was 2 lights. So you needed only 1 character. So I got like 1 character trying to take all the monsters by himself, while the other 2, I had to move them, give them directions, you know, to circle around the enemies and safely make it. That's fucking horseshit. And on top of it all, I had to beat this mission in Japanese because the mission was phrasing in English. Fucking hell. And then there was another mission right after that. There was a puzzle like the switches, the typical switches. All the switches are connected to this generator, and you gotta put them in the right order to make this other generator work, and that was a huge fucking pain in the ass. I have to look it up online. I have to look up a guide, and there's only one guy on the internet, and the guy's a fucking idiot who doesn't know how to write guides because he's just saying, oh, you gotta do this and that. He's telling you to do what the game is telling you to do. He's not offering advice, like do this first, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and do this. No. He's not offering a solution. Fuck this asshole who wrote the only fucking guide of Growlancer 6 on the internet. So, last night, I was trying to do a mission where the game tells you to kill over 15 enemies, but not over 34. And it was a really hard mission because the enemies start swarming at you, you know, a lot of them. So it was fucking hard. I had to grind the 2 levels and beat the mission this morning. It's fine. I'm not that angry about that mission, but initially it was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I beat 15 soldiers, and then the character started telling me in English, thankfully, that if I beat over 15 soldiers, the enemy commander will appear, and I'm gonna have to flee, and that'll end the mission. So last night, you know, I beat over 20 fucking soldiers, motherfucking commander never fucking appeared, and I was like, what the fuck, man? I'm just enduring here. I have no more healing items. This is a game with limited inventory, like the Tales games. Hey, you can only carry 9 healing items of each. So I spam them all because I'm supposed to endure. So I was like, fuck it, man. But this mission, it wasn't cryptic like the others or annoying or frustrating. It was more like very hard. You know, so I lost, got a couple of game overs, grinded 2 levels, and succeeded this morning. So it's fine. But what I'm trying to say is that this game is just as fucking ridiculous and insane as Growlancer 4. I mean, you'd think because this is a direct sequel with the same interface, the same graphics, the same controls, the same battle system, even some of the same music. It's a direct sequel to Growlancer 5, which was nowhere near as fucking ridiculous as this, or as 4, you know? But it's like, it feels in terms of gameplay that 6 is a sequel to 4. 4 is fucking ridiculous. Hardest Growlancer ever, man. But this one, it's up there as well. It's fucking ridiculous. And that's my rant, but I'm still enjoying the fuck out of this game because I'm a massive Growlancer fan. And one of the many reasons why I love Growlancer 5 was the storytelling, the characters, you know, the mission, the objectives, the variety in gameplay mechanics. So I'm gonna have to suck it up and grind. And I'm losing my breath already. Yeah, I may develop a love-hate relationship with this fucking game, but I'm loving it. And if you have a decent computer that can emulate PS2 games, this game is strongly recommended. For now. Let me beat it first. And if you don't, what should be the best way to get into Growlancer? Growlancer 5. That's how I got into it. And like I was saying earlier, it's still a very difficult game, very challenging, but it's the easiest Growlancer as opposed to the others. So it's the best way to get into Growlancer. Growlancer 5. Definitely, man. The others are too fucking hard. But I got into them and I got to appreciate them despite their nonsensical difficulty spikes and unfair missions because I was already a fan of Growlancer 5. So there can't be a way, in my opinion, a better way to get into Growlancer than starting with the best one, which is 5. I have the same opinion, Miguel Angel. That's why I quit Vagrant Story. Never quite understood the battle system, and I just found the game like too frustrating, and I gave up. The story was awesome, I agree with that. I have the exact same opinion as you, man. The story was awesome. There was this girl, you know, oh man, that's polygonal fan service PS1 era at its best. Mwah. Great looking girl. But I was like, when I bought that game, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know it was connected to Ivalice. I didn't know it was like, you know, by Yasumi Matsuno. And I knew nothing about Vagrant Story. I just looked at the girl cover. The girl looked really fucking hot, and I was like, I gotta play this fucking. It's a JRPG. I gotta play this fucking game, you know. So I played it, and then you can only control the guy. The girl isn't a playable character. She's barely there, and the battle system is like, what the fuck am I doing here, you know? So I gave up. Officially, I don't like Vagrant Story. A lot of people know that already. That's why I don't get a lot of questions about Vagrant Story, because people know I don't like the game. But I respect the story a lot. Yasumi Matsuno, one of the best fucking writers in JRPG history. You know, but this game, I couldn't get into it. And I tried. It's not a game like... What was I talking about? Skies of Arcadia. Right? Okay, you know, I couldn't get into Skies of Arcadia. That's bullshit, you know. I just left the game. Too many random encounters. I gave up. But I will go back to it. But Vagrant Story, I don't want to go back to it. I'll never go back to it. I don't care. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Story, fantastic. Girl, fantastic. Matsuno, fantastic. But everything else was like... Just no. No. You know what, it's just my main problem. Some of you deserve an explanation. What's my problem with it? Well, I've explained my problem in several videos before, but I will explain again. Maybe I'll do a Vagrant Story rant. Welcome to Vagrant Story rant. Okay, I don't like it when you have to decide, and I had the same problem with Front Mission 3. Okay, it's like, I'm supposed to hit a specific part of the body of my enemy, and it's up to me to figure out which part is the best one in order to defeat the enemy. I don't like that. Like, why can't I just hit the fucking enemy anywhere and succeed? And if it's hard, don't worry, I'll figure it out. I'll attack from a different place, or I don't know, I'll grind. I'll change my strategy, whatever. But it's like, you gotta beat this guy and you gotta hit his leg. If you hit the arms or the head, it's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work if you hit the head. How does that make any fucking... No, you gotta hit the fucking thighs. You gotta hit the guy's fucking dick. That will work. That makes perfect sense, right? Hit the fucking cock and you win. Where's that game? Why wasn't that a feature in Vagrant Story? Hit everyone's dick, and you succeed. But when there's a robot, okay, so maybe the head, maybe the part where there's like a... I'm sorry, I don't like Vagrant Story. I can't get into that battle system. It's fucking ass to me. That's my Vagrant Story rant. I'll never go back to Vagrant Story. I know I'm missing out on a great story. I know I fucking love Yasumi Matsuno writing, but I don't care. Yeah, it's weird. The character design is weird on Vagrant Story, but that's PlayStation 1 graphics for you. I mean, polygons, deformed thing. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I kind of like it. I kind of like it, But yeah, that wasn't my problem. Everything in Vagrant Story was good, okay. Everything in Vagrant Story was either great or I didn't care about it. It's just the battle system. I don't like it. And on top of it all, you have no party members. Like I wanted that sexy, hot-looking girl to be playable, to be my party member or something. But no, the entire game is just this fucking douchebag, shirtless douchebag. Vagrant Story is so advanced on its time, bro. You had to be that actually guy, Ron Blade, didn't you? Like actually, the story in Vagrant Story was ahead of its time. Yeah. Didn't you just hear me say that I have no problems with the story? That was fucking great. That I love Yasumi Matsuno. And no. It's like, play the fucking game. Even if you hate it because the story is so advanced and ahead of its time. And if you don't want to play it because of that, fuck you. Fuck me, I guess. No, Donsk. No. Don't even compare Vagrant Story with The Last Remnant. The Last Remnant rant, that's a universe of a difference between both rants. Okay, The Last Remnant is a game that pisses me off badly. Not the same. I don't like the battle system in Vagrant Story, but I don't fucking hate it. No, not the same.